Okay, let's be honest for a second. If I walked up to you at a party, and let's just assume we're at a party where people talk about work, and I whispered the words data governance, what's your gut reaction?
Ideally, excitement. Realistically, you're probably looking for the nearest exit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or pretending your phone is ringing. It is the broccoli of the business world.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
We all know it's good for us. We know we need it, but, nobody really wants to sit down and talk about it for an hour. It just sounds dry. It sounds bureaucratic.
And it sounds technical. That's the real killer. It's the jargon that makes people's eyes just glaze over.
Right. But, and here's where it gets really interesting for this deep dive, we found something that might just be the solution. We're looking at a resource called the Data Governance Analogy Toolkit.
Yeah, and this is fascinating because it tackles that communication gap head on. It's not about, trying to teach everyone SQL or what a metadata repository is.
Goodness.
It's about using stories, really, analogies, to change how people feel about data.
I love the word the source uses. It says, the goal is to sensitize the business. That word is perfect. It's not about just giving them information. It's about making them have a realization.
It's psychological. And that, I think, is the key insight. Most data people, we try to win with logic. We show charts, we show lineage.
The risk assessment spreadsheets.
Exactly. But this toolkit says you have to bypass the logic and hit the emotional side first. You have to make them feel the frustration of the current mess before they'll even listen to the solution.
So our mission today is pretty simple. We want to hand you a tool, a narrative tool, so that by the end of this, you can walk into a meeting with a manager, someone who just wants to move fast and break things, and explain exactly why they need governance without using a single buzzword.
And more importantly, explain why moving fast might be the very reason they're failing.
Ooh, I like that. Shots fired at hustle culture.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack it. First up, why analogies at all? Why can't we just show them a spreadsheet of bad data and say, look, this is a mess, give me money to fix it?
Because context is everything. I mean, if you show a VP of sales a spreadsheet with duplicate customers, what do they see?
A typo.
A typo. They think, okay, have an intern clean that up. They don't see the systemic risk.
Right, they see a duty window. They don't see that the foundation of the house is cracking.
That's it, exactly. To them, it's a janitorial problem. To us, it's structural engineering. The source really hammers this idea of sensitization. You want them to feel the frustration in the story so they can recognize it in their own work.
It's like a Trojan horse. You roll in with a funny story about a road trip, and suddenly, boom, you've taught them enterprise data architecture.
Precisely. And the source is clear. These aren't just bedtime stories. They are practical tools. You use them on the job, in training, in awareness campaigns, to solve real problems.
Okay, so let's get into the one we're dissecting today. It's called the road trip. And if you've ever been on a disorganized family vacation, this is going to feel very, very familiar.
Yeah.
So picture this. You pack the car, you've got the snacks, you've got the luggage, the whole team is crammed in there.
The engine is revving. Everyone's pumped up.
Huge energy. This sounds like every Q1 kickoff meeting ever.
Right.
High energy, aggressive targets. We're going to crush it.
But there's a catch. A massive catch.
You have no GPS, you have no map, you don't have a plan, and honestly, you have no idea where you are actually going.
This is the before state. This is the chaos.
And just imagine that feeling. You're in the driver's seat, you hit the gas, the car lurches forward, you're doing 60, 70 miles an hour. It feels like progress, right? You're moving.
But are you moving towards your destination? I mean, that's the whole question. Without a map, movement is just displacement. It's not progress.
But think about what's happening inside the car. If nobody knows where you're going, what happens to the passenger?
Oh, it's chaos. It's arguments. One person thinks you should have turned left back there. Another one is screaming they saw a sign for the beach.
And someone in the back just wants to stop for food because they're bored. It's total misalignment. So if we map this back to a business, what does that chaos look like?
It looks like a normal Tuesday for a lot of companies.
Huh. Too real.
No, I'm serious. Think about it. You have the marketing department driving at full speed towards brand awareness.
Okay.
You have sales driving full speed towards quarterly numbers. You have IT driving towards system stability. Everyone is working hard. Everyone is pressing the gas.
But they're all driving in different directions.
Or worse, they're all wrestling for the steering wheel. Without what we're calling data governance, but let's just call it the map for a second, there is no shared destination.
So marketing uses one set of data to say we're winning, and sales uses another to say we're losing.
And that's the arguing over the turn part of the trip? You get in the boardroom, the CFO has one number, the VP of sales has another, and they spend 40 minutes arguing about whose number is right. That is the car ride from hell.
And the cost of that is huge.
Yeah.
Wasted gas, wasted time.
And frustration. People get so burned out in these places because they feel like they're running on a treadmill, lots of sweat, lots of noise, but not actually getting anywhere.
So that's the pain point. It's
Yeah.
not just clean data. It's about stopping the argument in the car.
Exactly. And this is where the solution comes in. In this analogy, data governance is not the police officer pulling you over for a ticket.
Which is how everyone sees it. Oh, great. Here comes the governance team to tell me I can't do something.
GDPR says pull over. Yeah. We have to break that stigma. In the road trip analogy, governance is the map. It's the GPS.
I love that shift. Because nobody hates a map. When you're lost, the map is your best friend.
Think about what a map actually does. It provides a single source of truth. If everyone in the car is looking at the same map, the argument about where to turn just disappears.
You might still argue about the music, but not the direction.
Right, so selling governance isn't about selling rules, it's about selling alignment. You go to leadership and you say, I'm not here to slow you down. I'm here to give you the GPS so that all this speed actually gets us somewhere.
Which brings us to, I think, the absolute core lesson from this source, the catchphrase that everyone listening needs to just burn into their brain.
Direction beats speed.
Say that one more time.
Direction beats speed. Every time.
Let's dig into that because it flies in the face of everything modern corporate culture tells us. Agile, sprints, move fast, and break things.
We are obsessed with speed. And it's a dangerous bias. I mean, using the analogy, imagine you have a Ferrari. It can do 200 miles per hour. You floor it. You are flying. But you're heading due west, and your destination is due east.
So the faster I go.
The faster you go, the further away from your goal you get. You are actively failing at a very high rate of speed.
That is a terrifying thought in a business context. You could be burning millions of dollars, hiring people, launching products.
All based on bad data. Based on no governance. If you don't have the standards to tell you your customer data is valid or your market analysis is right, you are just pressing the gas in a random direction.
I'm thinking about AI right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to implement AI fast. They are stomping on that gas pedal.
Oh, it's the perfect example. Boards are saying, we need Gen AI yesterday, but they don't have the data governance. They have no map, so they feed dirty, unclassified data into a high-speed engine.
And they're driving the Ferrari right off a cliff.
They're hallucinating at scale. They're exposing private info at scale. The AI doesn't know where it's going. It just goes fast. Velocity is speed plus direction. Speed alone is just noise.
So a beat-up old van driving 40 miles an hour
But driving with a map towards the right destination.
will beat the Ferrari every single time.
Every time. Because they'll actually arrive. The Ferrari just runs out of gas in the middle of a desert.
This is such a powerful way to frame it for leadership.
Yeah.
It changes the conversation from data governance is bureaucracy to data governance is a strategic necessity.
It becomes an enabler. It's the tool that makes sure all that energy actually yields a result.
So practically speaking, I'm listening to this, I'm bought in, but I have a meeting tomorrow. How do I actually use this? Do I literally tell them a story?
This source suggests yes, you literally do. But you weave it in. You don't say once upon a time.
Right, don't break out the hand puppets.
Please don't, but say they're pushing to skip data quality checks to launch fast. The classic, we'll fix it later.
Which is never.
Never. So you pause and you say, look, I know we want to drive fast. I want to get there fast too. But right now, we're driving at night with the headlights off. Is it worth taking 2 days to turn on the headlights so we don't crash the car?
It's disarming. It's common sense.
It forces them to acknowledge the risk. You aren't attacking their speed. You're offering visibility. I'm not trying to take your foot off the gas. I'm trying to hand you a GPS. That's a collaborative offer.
And then you get that aha
Yeah.
moment.
That's when you know it's working. When people start using the metaphor back at you, when a VP comes and says, hey, we're launching this new thing and I want to make sure we have the map before we start.
That's the holy grail.
Yeah.
You've now planted the mental model. Now they see governance as a prerequisite for success.
Exactly. And this is just one analogy from the toolkit. The source mentions others, but this road trip one is so foundational because it hits the #1 objection, speed.
Right. You're too slow.
And the counter is always, getting lost takes longer.
Boom. Mic drop. That needs to be on a t-shirt.
I would wear it.
So for you listening right now, this means you don't have to be the boring data person. You can be the storyteller. And the source has more resources for this.
Absolutely. If you want more of this, the source points to the DG specialists. That's D-AUG for data governance.
Clever.
You can find them at dgspecialist.com/podcast. And they have a YouTube channel too. It's just at DG's Specialist.
And it's all focused on this narrative side of things, right? How to talk so the business will actually listen.
Exactly. It's a training gym for that persuasion muscle. It's the skill that gets the budget approved for everything else we know how to do.
So true. Okay, let's wrap this up. To recap for everyone listening,
The core problem. Selling data governance with logic is hard.
the solution. Use analogies like the road trip to make people feel the problem.
In the story, no governance is driving without a GPS. It's chaos.
And governance is the map. It provides alignment.
And the golden rule.
Direction beats speed every single time.
We get so caught up in the busyness, we mistake activity for achievement.
So here's the challenge for you, the listener. The next time you're in a meeting and you feel that frantic energy to just get it done, pause.
And ask yourself, are we all looking at the same map, or are we just pressing the gas because we're afraid of stopping?
That is the question. If
Yeah.
you look at your organization, are you focused on how fast you're driving, or are you even sure you're holding the map?
That's the difference between a successful journey and just running out of gas.
Thanks for riding along with us on this deep dive. Stay curious, everyone.
And keep checking your map.